Today we are rebuilding a club owned by the footballing legend Ronaldo Nazario, R9, one of the former best players in the world. However, his team, the team where he is the president of, are sitting in rock bottom by the time of recording of this video in La Liga. It is Real Valladolid. To be honest, looking at this squad, I can understand why most of those players don't have the quality to be La Liga players. We have some of them like Sanchez, who might be. Hein is a former Arsenal keeper, he's only 22. We have Perez on the right back, who is alright. Some younger players, but overall, overarching the feeling I have got is that we are just not good enough to be in that league. In today's rebuild, there is one rule and one rule only, as Ronaldo Nazario, R9, the club owner, is Brazilian. We can only buy Brazilian players over the whole rebuild with Real Valladolid. So I have decided to go with the counter-attacking style of play because that is, I believe, the only way, the only possibility we can compete in La Liga. We've only got about 6 million in our budget, which is absolutely low, so we have to be very creative in terms of bringing players in. That is when I'm already giving a chunk of money away just to hire a 4-star, 5-star scout in Faulkner, Timo Faulkner, who goes to Brazil for, let's say, 6 months to look out for, what could we look out for? Centre-backs, right-backs and left-backs. Certainly in defense we need to be careful, as 3 of those centre-backs are on loan to us. I do, Grealish and Kermit, as we only are allowed to buy Brazilian players. We can, of course, not go in for any of those. However, after selling Mamadou Sila, Selim Amala and Marcos Andre, we have amassed around 12 million in our budget. That is when we go in for our first real upgrade, our first signing of this rebuild. A CDM, 25 years old, of course Brazilian from now on. It is Vinicius Souza coming in for 3.6 million plus Darwin Machis, who was around 30 years of age already. With Vinicius Souza coming in, that is the only signing we are making for the first season. He's giving us stability in the midfield. We will have to do a lot of work next season. But for now, with Latasa up top, Chuki in the number 10 spot gets replaced by Martin. And that is how we are rolling for season number 1. I've actually gone and brought another player in, another midfielder, a cam in this instance. I thought about it. Martin is only a lone player, so he should go in and bring in a man for present and future. The talented Mateus Franca it is, from Crystal Palace for 2.9 million. Which also means that we can terminate Martin's loan so that we don't get any conflict of interest with Franca, who is also showing great potential. We've already found a boy who can get promoted to the senior team from the youth academy. Right back, 17-year-old Hugo Machado, 64 overall, 69 to 93 potential. He gets promoted right away to the senior team and then loaned out. Another youth academy going to get promoted is Igor Lima, 1766 rated already, 72 to 88 potential, not too bad. Another big influx of talent, wingers, centre midfielders as well as a striker, all going to get promoted to the senior team. We need at the end of the first season we have been relegated. Second bottom, 29 points, a little bit better than Valladolid in real life, but still, we are relegated. Knocked out in the round of 32 by Las Palmas in the Copa. That finally goes to Real Madrid over Celta. Ndiaye is our best scorer, 10 for Latasa, 12 for Ndiaye, 6 for Ivan Sanchez, who is already 32 though, but the most important one is Franca with 6 goals and 5 assists. Not too great, but oh well. The most important thing is the development of those guys. Franca, Souza, where are they, the others? I mean, Borges, Castro, Tavares, Jesus and Moreira all will get loaned out next season, but yes, that is how we are looking like. Certainly not the greatest of seasons, but oh well. I think we'll do a better job out of the second division, because that squad is not good enough for first division football right now. We do have an incredible budget of 46 million, and that I can tell you is because I will show you immediately. Moro has departed the club to go to Brighton. That is no problem to me though, because 46 million, that is what we can work with. It's a little bit depleted right now. Certainly the defense. Left back is Kennedy, who is actually a left midfielder. Perez is alright, but yeah, the the rest is really lacking behind a little bit. Sanchez as well, I really want to replace, but we need to see what we can do. So at left back, we go in for an absolute star in the making. Going in for a man who used to play in the Brazilian league. He's only 25 years old. It is Wellington Dano coming in from Atlético Mineiro for 30 million. Another man coming in just to strengthen that defense. Of course, a Brazilian playing for Manchester City, but not at all getting into that first team over there. And so he chooses to join Real Valladolid for 6 million. It is Vitor Reis. After signing both Wellington Dano and Vitor Reis, we now need to sell a few players, and that's exactly what we've done. Stanko Juric goes to Hertha, and Tamas Nikica to Espanyol, as well as, of course, loaning out our young guys. All of them have gotten a loan move. As our final signing of Season 2, we are going in for a new right midfielder, replacing the 32-year-old current player over there, who is only 70 rated. This guy is 20 years old and already about 75 rated. Coming in from the Saudi Pro League, it is Al Nasser's Angelo, joining us for 12 million. And so with the additions of Reis, Dano and Angelo, we've really strengthened that team. I do believe that Lima can get a place in that starting 11. He's 67 overall, showing great potential. I'm gonna leave him over there. Arnuis somehow has returned from loan, yes. He's the backup striker to Latasa, who is 75 rated. And I really want to see, especially, big improvement in terms of overall by Vitor Reis, by Lima, and even Angelo. Season number 2, and we are back in La Liga, the first Spanish division. 9 points out of Las Palmas in second. We are the champions of La Liga Hypermotion, the second tier. Real Madrid win Copa de España over Atletico in a city final. We have been knocked out by Real Betis in the round of 16. Kennedy is the man who delivered the most goals. That is a bit surprising, the left midfielder. How has he got so many contributions and so many games as well? I don't know who didn't play then. And the I only played 15 games, which is a bit shocking, a bit weird. But oh well, Lataza and Franca always also delivered. Now that is what I'm talking about, a much better looking side. We will need to replace certain players like Perez, who is already 31. Maybe even NDI and Kennedy on the left. I want to get a better player there. Aceves is the new keeper. He returned from loan. He's now 74 rated. But yes, this team is looking good. Sousa and Reza up to a 77. Angelo is the highest rated one, the second highest rated one. Below, of course, Dano on the left back spot. I mean, that is really, really good. We are promoted back to La Liga. That is the only thing I really wanted to see this season. And, of course, the improvement of the guys. We are in a good spot right now. Coming back to La Liga, we have 33 million in our bank. Not too bad. Well, our first signing of Season 3 is going to be a CDM, former PSG player, now playing for Lille, still in Liga. It's a CDM, only 20 years old, by the name of Gabriel Moscardo, joining us for 14 million. Andre Ferreira, backup goalkeeper, wanted to leave the club to 20. Koke goes to Aruca. Kennedy goes to Alaves. That is the player I wanted to sell as well. And then 2 loan moves with Gabriel Borges and Hugo Machado. Meaning though that right now we only have 1 goalkeeper at the club. Moscardo goes into that CDM spot. Lima goes onto the bench. We are relatively good with all the players on the bench, but the problem is certainly centre back and goalkeeper. No centre back on the bench, no goalkeeper on the bench. Around 27 million after selling those guys to go in for goalkeepers and centre backs, as I said. For the first time now, I'm bringing in a player from the same league, from Real Betis to be honest, to be exact. 22 years old, 76 rated centre back, by the name of Robert Renan, joining us for 14 million. Next up, a man who could maybe become a starter already right away in the first season. I'm not so sure yet. But at least we've now got 2 goalkeepers at the club. Diego Calai joining us from Sporting for 8.6 million. Sousa is the new captain, as it seems. NDI still on the left midfield spot. And Perez on the right back spot. 2 positions that I want to upgrade in the future. But for now, with the additions of Moscardo, Renan and Calai, we've really done well, and I think we have a good chance to stay up in this Season 3, and we have managed to stay up. Don't want to say by the skin of our teeth, but still not very comfortable on 40 points, 10 wins, 10 draws, 18 losses still. On the other side of the spectrum, Real Madrid win another La Liga title ahead of Barcelona and Real Betis. We are looking at 21 goals by La Tasa, which is up to an 80 overall, 15 for Franca, and 9 and 2 for NDI, so the goals have been lacking apart from La Tasa and Franca. Honestly, I'm just happy that we managed to stay up in the league. That is a good foundation to build on in Season 4. We do have around 23 million to go in for new players in Season 4. We certainly need this season a new right back because Perez is anyway going to retire at the end of the season. I also want to see if we can find a new left midfielder. Maybe even from the youth promoting one. And then, yeah, that is about it, I do believe, for now. And so I have decided for the right back spot to go in for a former Wolves defender. Coming in at the age of 21, it is about 75 rated. It is Pedro Lima joining us from Milan in this save for 13.5 million. We are looking better at right back. We have a replacement in Perez, but Lima is certainly a man for the future. I've put Martins on the left midfield spot. I'm also converting him to a left midfielder, which will take about 25 weeks, a lot, but oh well. I want to give him the game time over NDI, but certainly if I know the game right, they will attribute NDI most of the minutes, so we have to be careful over there. On the other hand, I've sold Guillermo Moreira, former youth academy player. We had too many wingers and he goes to Elche, along with a whole lot of loan moves, a whole loan army. Pedro Xavi also got promoted from the youth academy and he's already been sent on a loan move for 2 years, just like most of those others. It's the end of season number 4 and we finish in 12th position on 45 points. It's already a much better season, but still only 8 points of relegation, so we still needed to be careful, but in the end we prevailed. Copa de España goes to Real Madrid over Real Betis. Here we've made the quarterfinals before getting knocked out by Real Madrid. Stats: 27 goals for La Tasa, 13 and 12 for Angelo, and 7 for Franca. What I really like to see though is the improvement all around the park here. Lima up to a 77, Renan 81, Rice 82, Calai 81. We are really looking good. Angelo 83 and even Martins up to a 73. Actually a quite okay season, I would say. Quarterfinals of the Cup is good. 12 in La Liga. I want to see improvements, but that will happen in the next season. We certainly might need to replace Vinicius Souza this season. He's 17.9 rated, 29 already. To do that, we've got around 40 million in our bank, our biggest budget yet, I think. And therefore we go in for a new CDM, only 26, I think. Of course, another Brazilian, used to play the Premier League. Making the step to Spain now, it is Andre joining us for 11 million plus Vinicius Souza. And in a big turn of events, we go in with the rest of our money. We even had to make a swap deal to make this happen, bringing in a new Brazilian striker by the name of Marcos Leonardo from Olympique Marseille for 25 million plus Juan Latasa. Marcos Leonardo is now the commander up top. Andre is in midfield joining us. But those two have really stepped the quality of the side up. Latasa was a fantastic striker for us, but he's no Brazilian. And that means that everyone in that starting 11 is now Brazilian. Great job, lads. I've also let go of Victor Meseguer, who goes to join Parma in Italy for 8.5 million. Really, a top half finish is what I'm after this season. That should be. It's the end of the 5th season and we finish in the top 4. That is what you want to see. 68 points, 4th position. Real Madrid the champions ahead of Barcelona. But we are truly alive here. The Copa de España goes to Barcelona over Real Madrid. We've actually made the semi-finals before getting absolutely spanked by Real Madrid, 7-3 on aggregate. But we will play in Europe next season, presumably in the Champions League, where Inter win this season over Leverkusen in the final. The Europa League goes to Milan over AZ Alkmaar from the Netherlands. And the Conference League to Victoria Pilsen over Arsenal. That is a big blow for the Gunners and a big win for the Czech side. This season we are looking at 26 goals by Leonardo, 14 for Francisco Martins, who is up to a 76. Great work there. 14 and 12 for Franca, and 13 assists for Angelo. We've had a brilliant season. Next year we will play European football, that is for sure, and most probably in the Champions League. There is money in Spain if you get to the Champions League. We do have 108 million in our budget for season 6. And so the first and main signing of season 6 is going to be a new centre-back. Robert Renan wasn't really developing that fast, and that's why I decided to replace him. Coming in, it is Murillo from Atalanta for 66 million plus Ravi Sanchez, a 32-year-old, who is down to an 80 overall. I've actually gone on and sold backup goalkeeper Alvaro Aceves. He wanted to leave the club, goes to Stuttgart for 15 million. And so as a backup goalkeeper, we go in for a 20-year-old who is 77 rated. A backup to Diego Gala, it is Breno Correa joining us from RB Bragantino for 13 million. We've then also gone on and sold Shuki for 2.3 million. We didn't need another cam, and we loaned out 4 more youth academy players. Borges, Xavier, Moraes, who is already 75 rated, and Castro to Real Madrid. He's 79 rated at the age of 20. With the addition of, on one hand, Murillo, who goes into that centre-back spot, 27 now, 86 rated, and goalkeeper Correa on the bench, giving us the support, the Brazilian support. Looking at the bench, we only have got an NDI, who will also retire very shortly. At the end of the window, we've even gone on and sold Amad NDI. So one of our final non-Brazilians in the squad goes to Levante for 3 million. Yeah, things are going quite mediocre in the league. We are sitting on 31 points after 21 games in 8th place. However, in the Champions League, we've absolutely rocked the league phases, finishing 2nd place. 5 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, and are straight to the round of 16. And in the round of 16, we are facing Genk from Belgium, first away from home in Belgium, and it's a 3-0 win. Wellington, Vitorais, and Angelo with the goals. Second leg, and it is at home with Machado at right back. I'm going to give him a little go. And it's another win, 2-1, Marcos Leonardo and Angelo. 5-1, we trash Genk on aggregate. It is quarter-final time, and we are facing AC Milan, first away from home. Let's see how this goes. It's a 1-1 draw. Angelo gave us the lead, Bicciabo with the equalizer. Second leg time, Estadio José Zorrilla at home against Milan, and it's a 2-1 loss. We are out in the quarterfinals. Molero and John Duran scored for Milan, and Angelo could only give us 1 back. So at the end of the season, we have climbed up to 6th position, back up, and probably will be playing Conference League football. Real Madrid are the champions once again, but this season for sure in the league is a setback. Copa de España goes to Sevilla over Real Sociedad. Here we've been knocked out early doors in the round of 32 by Levante. Champions League goes to Milan on penalties in an Italian affair. Europa League goes to Liverpool over their rivals Man United, another affair from the same country. And the Conference League goes to Newcastle over Athletic Club. We had our first European adventure in the Champions League. It ended in the quarter. 6th in La Liga means we will not play Champions League football, but probably at least Conference League. And yes, indeed, we will play Conference League football in Season 7. The budget, though, hasn't suffered at all. We are still up to 154 million. First thing we are doing this season is strengthening the CDM position, bringing in a 23-year-old from the Premier League by the name of Denis Ramos, coming in for 60 million from Nottingham Forest. We do sell Mateusz Franca, 26 now, 84 rated, to Milan, and I'm going to show you why. Because for 4 million less, we get in a player on the same age and 2 overall higher. Coming in from Chelsea, there's Andre Santos for 96 million, joining Valladolid. We've actually changed the system. 4-3-3 on defend now. Santos is a CM, so he's now in position. Angelo I'm trying to change back to a winger. Made a lot more things happen. Loaning out whole Leicester players, 4 actually. And also selling Igor Lima, a former youth academy player, to Parma, because we of course signed once again for the Champions League in 3rd position this time. 75 points, that's what you love to see. Real Madrid once again the champions. The Copa de España goes to Valencia over Barcelona. We've made the round of 16 before getting knocked out by Barcelona. Let's have a look at the Champions League, where Manchester United come out on top over Real Madrid, a bit surprising. The Europa League goes to Newcastle in an all-English affair over Manchester City. We were of course part of the Conference League, where we finished in the top 8 in 6th position on 13 points after 6 games. Skipped the playoff round, straight to the round of 16, where we dismantled Porto 5-3 on aggregate. Quarterfinals, we defeat Lech Poznan. In the semi-finals, though, we got knocked out by Arsenal. That's a difficult opposition. In the end, it is Juventus in a star-studded final in the Conference League. 30 goals by Leonardo. He's our star player, 90 overall. Martin's already up to an 87. He's really had a growth spur this season. 28 goals and 14 assists. 15 for Santos as well. And even 8 for Jesus, who has played a lot of games here. It's the end of Season 7. We are back in the Champions League. Semi-finals of the Conference League is alright. Round of 16, we still could get a better result in the Copa de España. But we are on the right track again. And the budget keeps going up and up. 209 million for Season 8, back in the UCL. There are not too many Brazilian players out there that I can go and buy. So I have decided to go in for a third goalkeeper, by the name of Renato Ribeiro, joining us from the free agency list. We take a player from Atletico Madrid, the right back, 24 years of age, 83 overall. I couldn't find anyone really better. That's why I've gone in for Afonso Branco, replacing Pedro Lima. 107 million his release clause, otherwise I couldn't have bought him. In the meantime, we have managed to sell Diogo Jesus, former youth academy player, to LAFC, Pedro Lima to Barcelona, as we of course signed a new right back. Denis Tavares goes to I think a Saudi Arabian club. Adrian Arnoux joins Derby County, and again 3 loan moves. I mean, just look at our bench right now. Only 2 players under the overall of 80. All the others are in their 80s. Andre, 86 rated even. I've put him on the bench as Ramos is 6 years younger than him. Young midfield. Even a quite young attack. Martins is 22. Leonardo is 28, but that's no problem. The defense is very good looking as well. Murillo 29. Dano at 31. That might be the next one if we don't win the Champions League this season. And Kalai in that is the only one apart from Branco we just bought back. Then at the halfway point of the season, we are in first place in La Liga, 10 points ahead of Real Madrid, 3 ahead of Valencia in second. That is crazy. Even in the Champions League, we finish in the top 8 on 16 points in 7th spot. Now, in the round of 16, we face Eintracht Frankfurt from Germany, first away from home, and it's a 1-1 draw. Jakobsen equalizes Leonardo's lead for us. Now, are we able to get the job done at the Estadio José Zorrilla at home? And oh my god, it was so tight. 2-2 on the night, 3-3 on aggregate, 4-2 on penalties. We go through. The equalizer only came in the 119th minute in extra time, almost brought them ahead in that period of time. Collins and Martin scored the other goals, but Andre is our hero today. Quarter-final stage for the first time in this rebuild, facing AC Milan away from home, and it's a 2-0 win. Martins with a brace, that is what you like to see. The former youth academy talent starring for the first team. We've already got one leg in the semi-final. Can we follow through though? At home, yes, it's a 2-2 draw. 1-0 to Milan, 1-1 Andre Santos, 2-1, actually a brace by Santos, and then Thiago with the equalizer in the 89th minute. The Germans coming to Spain now. Leverkusen in the semi-finals, one stage ahead of the grand finale. And it's a 2-1 win. Andre Santos Martins and Bruno Fernandes for Leverkusen, with 1 goal back, giving them a little bit of hope. It all comes down to this. Bay Arena, Leverkusen against Real Valladolid. Can we pull through to the final? Yes. Again, Andre Santos and Marcos Leonardo giving us a very early lead in the 2nd minute already. 4-2 on aggregate. We move to the final. And it will be another German opposition in the final. Bayern Munich against Real Valladolid. Absolutely crushed La Liga, 17 points ahead of Barcelona in second. That is massive. Barcelona win Copa de España. We still cannot win that, as once again we've been eliminated in round of 32, the second round, to Athletic Club. Looking at the other European competitions, Fiorentina defeat Dortmund, maybe a good omen for us as the German team loses. And Sparta Rotterdam, a very surprising winner from the Netherlands, defeating Torino in the Conference League final. Marcos Leonardo is aging like fine wine. 37 goals, his best season yet at the age of 29. 30 goals for Santos as well, great season. 28 and 15 for Martins, up to a 91. 89 rated Wellington Dano. Then look at the drop-off between those three and Dano. Time to be serious. Old Trafford is calling Bayern Munich against Real Valladolid in the Champions League final. Great interception by the defender. Ramos into Martins. This is the youth academy player Martins. Here he goes, past one against another one. Great ball and a great block. Great play. That is a regen, this Berga guy. Now Musiala again. Musiala. A lot of space for him, but a nice interception. Corner kick Bayern. Musiala floating one into the box. That was a good chance. Here come Bayern. Great intricate play to Musiala, who tears the defenders apart, but somehow we get a block into that shot for Molise. Oh, Wellington Dano, bit of a liability so far, losing the ball there in a precarious spot as Berga is going forward and now gives Bayern the lead. 1-0, 36 minutes, big mistake by Wellington. Here's a great ball at the start of the second half into Martins, great safekeeper. Careful, here is Luis Diaz up against Branco, he kills him, still kills another one, and Kalai needs to make a big important save. Here's Santos. Now Martins waiting for the overlap, that is done, not the greatest of balls, but Wellington can redeem himself. Now Leonardo into Angelo, 1-1. 70 minutes, for once we play it fast, and Angelo gets on the end of it, 1-1. Great tackle, great interception. Martins, he's really run himself into the ground, but still goes, looks for the back post. There is Angelo, 2-1. We've turned the game around within 10 minutes. Angelo on the brace, 8 minutes to be exact. And we have done it. That is what you call game plan, gameplay. Great ball to the back post here. And what a finish by Angelo on his weaker right foot, let's remember. That was Martins' last action of the game. Moraes comes in for him. We don't bring on we don't bring off Marcos Leonardo, but we bring off Santos for Rondre. Wanna see if we do it like this? Maybe. No, I don't want to get so many minuses, but I guess that is the only way to do it. For now, that is all right. Ramos goes in the further position. Andre into the M spot. Bring on Robert Renan for the last 10 minutes. Now, can we hold on? That is the big question again today. Is Olise trying to get a quick response, but a bad ball into the feet of Vitor Reis. Now Reis looking for Angelo. We get another breakaway. Here is Marcos Leonardo finishing it. We are on another level right now. We are tearing Bayern apart on the counter. That's exactly our play style. And finally it comes in clutch. Bayern are panicking and we are punishing them. The great ball by Angelo. Once again, this time turning provider, and Marcos Leonardo gets his first goal of the night. 2 more minutes of added time. Bayern on one last roll of the dice. Can they get through here with Musiala, who has run himself into the ground without greater effect though, as now we win another ball back. We've really controlled this game after Bayern's lead, and we have won it 3-1 convincingly in the end. Out-counted them. It's been an absolute ambush in the second half. From the 70th minute onwards, 13 minutes, 3 goals. We have beaten Bayern to clinch the first Champions League trophy in Real Valladolid's history by honouring their president, R9 Ronaldo, using only Brazilian players throughout the entire rebuild. But lads, I hope you thoroughly hope you enjoyed this rebuild with Real Valladolid, using the Brazilian players only, as I'm going to leave you alone, celebrating the win of tonight. Of course, the double, having also won La Liga, failing to win the Copa del Rey, but that is fine by me. Vitor Reis is going to lift the trophy, an all-Brazilian squad winning the Champions League. It's been Rebuild Sombrero. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm out.